Coming up on CitrusTV News Live at 6, a free speech advocate visits SU.
Obamacare survives a 21-hour challenge.
Also, find out what world leader today acknowledged the Holocaust.
And a new initiative that could help you erase what you write on the internet. CitrusTV News starts now. A cold morning turned into a sunny, warm fall day here in Syracuse on this Wednesday, September 25th. I'm Anna Giles.
And I'm Irfan Uraizee. A free speech advocate visited SU talking about her involvement in a landmark Supreme Court case. It's our top story. When you arrive to the SU campus, the first thing that many people see is Newhouse 3, with the First Amendment along the side of the building. Yet SU is ranked as one of the worst schools for freedom of speech. CitrusTV reporter Max Darrow is in the studio with more.
Thanks, Irfan. I got the chance to speak with free speech advocate Mary Beth Tinker today before her talk in the Herg Auditorium in Newhouse 3, where she gave some tips to students on how to stand up for their rights. It's the same.
Issue that you care about, I'd say, check out what other people are doing around the country about that issue. Like maybe you can connect with FIRE or some other university students that care about these issues.
Tinker is a big supporter of FIRE, and she believes that they're doing and have done a great job helping students maintain their rights.
I'm an admirer of FIRE and their work, and they've exposed a lot of, college policies that are very restrictive, to the point of really censoring a lot of speech that's
Tinker feels that people should be able to say what they feel, even though it may be seen as offensive to some.
For students to, use their rights to make the world worse, to make their, to increase the amount of racism or hate or fighting in the world. But on the other hand, sometimes it's better to know that someone has a racist belief than to have them feel that they have to.
FIRE has listed SU as a red light school, meaning that it has one or more policies that clearly restrict students' First Amendment rights.
Max, now tell us, what SU policy made it fall under this red light category?
Well, that would be the school's internet usage policy, which specifically is known as the Computing and Electronic Communications policy, and it basically tells students what they can and cannot say once they're using SU computers.
Okay, that's great to know. Thanks, Max. Appreciate it. The Student Association may soon be changing its constitution. Parliamentarian Ben Jones said the needs of the organization have changed, prompting his proposal for a new constitution. Some changes include having the Speaker of the Assembly lead meetings instead of the SA President, and giving the President and Vice President more defined roles, as well as making the Vice President act as a liaison between the Cabinet and Assembly. Jones said the new constitution aims to make things more clear. And those behind Syracuse University's official Twitter account may have made the same mistake for the third time in less than 2 years. The account, which is partially run by students, retweeted a Daily Orange story about 2 possible recruits. It is an NCAA violation for colleges to comment on recruits before they have signed a national letter of intent. However, since the tweet was removed nearly immediately, and because it was not tweeted by the athletic department's Twitter handle, SU should not be penalized harshly.
And SU got a visit today from a big figure. Anthony Romero, the executive director of the American Civil Liberties Union, spoke in Watson Theater after holding a reception earlier today at the College of Law. September is Hispanic Heritage Month, and Romero, a Latino, spoke as one of the main events for the Office of Multicultural Affairs here at Syracuse University. And University of Union announced Chance the Rapper as its first Bandersnatch concert headliner of the semester. The show on November 6th is a one-stop along the Chance the Rapper's social experiment tour across the country. Chance played at Lollapalooza in August and has collaborated with big-name artists like Lil Wayne and Childish Gambino. The concert will be held in Shine Underground, and tickets will go on sale this Friday.
Syracuse students are finding new ways of reaching out to the global community. CitrusTV reporter Jules Piexoto introduces us to a brand new on-campus organization.
There's a new organization taking shape on Syracuse University's campus.
Nourish International was started on a college campus, and it's very college-based.
After a competitive application process, SU was chosen to be one of 18 new Nourish International chapters. But what exactly does Nourish International do?
Raise money and to get involved on campus and become more aware of what's going on in developing countries, and then taking all of that money that we've raised and really bringing it to those developing countries and being there and working in those developing countries and sending actual students to do the work.
The organization will sponsor several different fundraising events. Then they will sit down to decide which countries they would like to support. Students choose how they raise money, where they travel, and what projects they work on once they get there. Students interested in getting involved with Nourish International can start by simply liking their Facebook page.
We do all of our updates on Facebook, all of our meetings, everything will be posted there.
New members believe that Nourish is filling a void that existed here at SU.
Coming to Syracuse University, there's so many incredible organizations, but there's nothing really that fit with how I wanted to be involved in raising money and being philanthropic.
Just to get outside of the U.S. and truly help others that aren't as privileged as we are.
Giving back is definitely the central focus of Nourish.
The fact that we can help someone else and make their day better, to me, is just an incredible opportunity.
Nourish International is certainly hitting the ground running. For CitrusTV News, I'm Jules Piexoto.
And just a reminder that SU students interested in joining this new organization should like Nourish International on the SU Facebook page. And 21 hours, that's how long Texas Senator Ted Cruz spent on the Senate floor speaking out against Obamacare and reading bedtime stories. The details up next.
Also, the latest on that deadly mall shootout in Kenya. But first, a look at your upcoming weather forecast. Stay with us.
With the past few days of temperatures in the mid-60s, we can see and feel fall in the air. The sweaters and jeans might not last long, though, as temperatures will be reaching the 70s this weekend. Stay tuned for your full forecast coming up next.
Try and get him back. Cool. Does it work? Kinda. Nice. Yeah, but that's not my cat. Gotta keep working on it. See ya. See ya.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your own inventions or just play some games at inventnow.org.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 88 children is diagnosed with autism. That's a 1,000% increase in the last 40 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Do you like this top? It's so gay. Really? Yeah, it's totally gay.
You know, you really shouldn't say that.
Say what?
Well, say that something's gay when you mean it's bad. It's insulting. What if every time something was bad, everybody said, "Oh, that's so girl wearing a skirt as a top"?
Oh, you are.
Those are cute jeans, though. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
It was a beautiful day today, and it looks like those warm temperatures are going to continue. Maddie Oleskovich has your latest weather update. Maddie?
Yes, this weekend we should be expecting some warmer temperatures, but currently we are at a temperature of 64 degrees with winds coming in from the northwest at 6 miles per hour, which shouldn't change the feel of the temperature because it is currently 64, and we have a 0% chance of rain with mostly sunny skies. Looking into tonight, temperatures will drop to about 55 degrees with a low of 45. Humidity up to 75% with a 10% chance of rain this evening with mostly clear skies. Taking a look at today's forecast throughout the U.S., it looks like temperatures across the board are at the lower 80s, upper 70s. If you look in the south towards Miami, temperatures are getting up to 86 degrees. So if you're looking for somewhere to head out on vacation, definitely look at the south, with Texas areas in Texas such as San Antonio and Houston in the 90s. Looking over in the west, we're expecting some rain with temperatures in 60s. Lower 60s to the upper 50s. Taking a closer look at the East Coast, Syracuse with 69 degrees. The New York area in New York City is 71. Philadelphia at 73 along the coast, and up further northeast in Maine, temperatures are going to be around the mid-50s. And with your 5-day forecast coming up, we should be seeing some sunny skies this weekend. Temperatures are going to be in the 70s with Friday a high of 72, low of 49 though, so we could be expecting those fall temperatures. Saturday we should be seeing some mostly cloudy skies with a high of 75 and a low of 50. Sunday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 74.
All right, Matt, yeah, so the temperatures this weekend look very warm and very comfortable. Should we take advantage? I mean, are these going to go away pretty soon?
Well, we don't know exactly what's going to happen within these next few weeks. It's definitely an up and down process, but definitely take advantage of this weekend because we are going to have those warmer temperatures. Maybe get outside as much as you can.
Before the snow hits.
Exactly.
Thank you, Maddie.
New footage has surfaced of Aaron Alexis at the Navy Yard in Washington. The FBI released surveillance footage Wednesday showing Alexis at Building 197, just moments before the shooting that left 12 dead. The video shows Alexis entering the building with a backpack. He's then seen walking down a hallway with a shotgun. Authorities said Alexis had the words "End the Torment" etched onto his gun. An investigation into why Alexis opened fire at the naval complex is still ongoing. 21 hours. 2 bedtime stories, and nothing to show for it. Texas Senator Ted Cruz's last-ditch effort to block the Senate from debating the future of Obamacare ended this afternoon. In the end, the Senate voted unanimously to move ahead on a measure to avoid a government shutdown this upcoming Monday. The unanimous vote means Cruz voted on the same side of the Democrats he was attempting to rally against, contradictory to what he had pledged to do.
I will say, standing here after 14 hours, standing on your own feet, there's sometimes some pain, sometimes some fatigue that is involved. But you know what? There's far more pain involved in rolling over.
Late this week or over the weekend, the Senate will vote on an emergency spending bill. The bill then returns to the House for approval. If the House doesn't pass the bill by Tuesday, about 40% of the government stops doing business, leading to departments and parks shutting down and hundreds of thousands of government workers being out of a job for the time being. And charity work from the Clinton Global Initiative could be worth more than $70 billion. The projects begun by Bill Clinton's charity will reach this value when they become fully funded and put in place. The lives of over 400 million people have been improved by the work of the Clinton Global Initiative. Bill and Hillary Clinton draw on their political influence to get donations from large corporations and celebrities.
Taking myself totally out of it.
Saturday, terrorist attacks against the Nairobi mall in Kenya have killed over 70 people. Now the Al-Shabaab terrorist group behind it says the Kenyan government assault team carried out a demolition of the building, burning 137 hostages in the rubble. A government spokesman denies the claims, but the United States ambassador to Kenya says U.S. experts are aiding Kenyan forces in the search for bodies and the investigation. The deadly earthquake that hit a remote area in southwestern Pakistan is responsible for creating a new island in the Arabian Sea. The 20 to 30 foot tall landmass formed shortly after the 7.7 magnitude quake struck. The quake killed more than 250 people and left hundreds injured.
Any crime that happens in history against humanity, including the crime the Nazis created towards the Jews, is reprehensible and condemnable.
Iranian President Hassan Rouhani today admitting that the Holocaust occurred. The announcement marks a stark contrast from his predecessor, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, who referred to the Holocaust as a myth. Rouhani also said he seeks peace with America and that his country is ready to cooperate on the subject of nuclear weapons. And the retired Pope Benedict XVI has broken his silence to write a letter to one of Italy's most well-known atheists. His letter, published by the Italian newspaper La Repubblica, denied that he was involved in any cover-up of sexual abuse by priests and talks about everything from Jesus to evolution. Just 2 weeks ago, Pope Francis published a similar letter in the same paper, addressed to its atheist publisher. This strange coincidence highlights that the two men are working together to engage non-believers. And coming up next, marriage is not something most would consider easy, but it has its perks, including a better chance at surviving cancer. Find out how, coming up next.
News, we'll be right back.
We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today.
All those boys are much too much. Those boys.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
Now it's time for This Week in Bad Stats.
Bad stats?
Horrible stats. Here goes. 132.
That's how many batters struck out 4 times in one game last season.
Wow, very good. Here's a tough one, though. 3 and 4.
No idea.
That's how many kids have witnessed bullying. 3 out of 4.
That's not a good stat.
No, it's not, but it can change. Kids want to help, but they don't know how. Visit stopbullying.gov and give them the tools they need to help prevent bullying.
There are plenty of safe ways kids can help at stopbullying.gov.
Recent studies show that being married can improve the chances of surviving cancer. Patients who are married are more likely to detect their disease early, receive the best treatments, and live longer. A possible reason for this correlation is that spouses stay on top of their partner's health, pushing them to get regular screenings and proper treatment. And the FDA is starting to regulate certain mobile health apps. In particular, they will regulate apps that are used as medical devices, such as ultrasounds, EKG machines, or glucose readers. They will be looking closely at apps that can hurt users if used incorrectly. So they already have FDA approval, but it will take some time to get through the tens of thousands of health apps that apply.
California teens now have the chance to delete posts they regret making with the new eraser button law. It requires websites to give minors the option to delete their posts and clear instructions on how to do so. The law does not include, however, deleting information about a minor posted by someone else. One downside is that although minors can delete posts from their own pages, posts on social media get automatically archived, so a record would still exist. And hackers in Germany say they may have cracked the code against the new iPhone 5S Touch ID security system. The hackers say they have photographed a fingerprint left on the phone and were able to create a fake finger to unlock it. The iPhone, which was released last week, has a fingerprint sensor in its home button for added security.
Kayla Chadwick here, and with Orange football on a bye week, there's a lot of soccer to talk about coming up in sports, as well as struggles for the New York Giants and imminent playoff elimination for the Yankees. Stay with us.
Viking, Viking.
Red state, blue state, vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Night owl.
Early bird.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
G-morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did? Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
After last week's victories against UConn and Duke, SU men's soccer goalkeeper Alex Bono was named the National Soccer Coaches Association Division I Player of the Week. His teammate, defender Chris Mikowski, was named to the College Soccer News Team of the Week. Bono had 9 saves in last week's 2 games, including the 100th of his career. With 27 saves on the season, Bono is tied for 3rd in the ACC. Mikowski helped the SU defense hold UConn to 7 shots on goal and then recorded 2 shots of his own against Duke. Both Bono and Mikowski played all 90 minutes of both contests last week. After the 2 victories last week and individual honors for Bono and Mikowski, the SU men's soccer team will take on the UMass Minutemen tonight at 7. UMass is 0-7-1 so far on the season and 0-4 on the road. Meanwhile, SU is 5-1 at home, with their only home loss coming against Notre Dame on September 13th. SU has outscored opponents 15-6 at home this season, with 2 shutouts, including last week's shutout of Connecticut. Tonight's game starts at 7 p.m. at the SU Soccer Stadium, and admission is free. With 10 days to go before the first ACC football matchup against Clemson, Coach Schaefer is spending the bye week focusing on lifting and conditioning for the team, with less physical contact during practice. The idea is to use the bye week to shake off some of the minor injuries that have accrued over the first 4 games. While the players get ready to face Clemson, some assistant coaches are making the recruiting rounds. The SU 2014 recruiting class has 12 verbal commitments so far. It will take an SU team at its very best to beat number 3 Clemson with quarterback Taj Boyd, but getting the team rested up and healthy is an excellent first step. SU women's soccer will be taking on Clemson for their next game, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Coming off a tie against Duke on Sunday, Syracuse is hoping to record their first ACC victory. Maddie Stessman has more.
Thank you, Kayla. Yes, women's soccer does have a big game coming up this weekend as the pressure is on to record their first ever ACC win. Sunday's game against Duke saw the SU women's first ACC goals of the year, following 4 prior shutouts. Having a slow start within the ACC, the Orange played a hard-fought match against Duke. Coming from behind at halftime, 2 second-half goals resulted in the tie game. The first goal came from freshman Stephanie Skilton, assisted by fellow freshman Maddie Iozzi, while the final goal came from Jackie Ferenzi fighting from the ground. Syracuse goalie Brittany Angel finished with a season-high 9 saves. Coach Wedden and team are pleased with their performance against the Blue Devils.
Is unforgiving. To score goals like this against Duke is a credit to the players.
It's amazing. It's great for us, especially coming off a really tough loss to Notre Dame, where a game that we should have been in and should have gotten a result with. This is huge for us, and I think that this is just going to keep growing, and we're going to keep getting results home and away, so it's huge.
The matchup against Clemson will be played at home tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Back to you, Kayla.
Thanks, Maddie. In professional sports, the 2015 NBA All-Star Game will be held at Madison Square Garden, the home of the New York Knicks. The announcement was made earlier today by NBA Commissioner David Stern. The game will take place on Sunday, February 15th, 2015. It will follow the Slam Dunk Contest and other All-Star festivities to be held in Barclays Center, home of the Brooklyn Nets. The 2014 NBA All-Star Game will be held in the New Orleans Arena in Louisiana on February 16th, 2014. Both the 2014 and 2015 All-Star Games will be televised by TNT and will be broadcast to 215 countries in over 40 languages. The New York Giants have signed the Terminator in the hopes of turning around their early season struggles. The Giants have agreed to terms with former Jets fullback John the Terminator Connor. After Giants fullback Henry Hinoski fractured his shoulder during Sunday's loss to the Panthers, Connor should be a welcome addition to the floundering team. And the Yankees' postseason hopes are just about dead, as they will be mathematically eliminated with just one more loss. Unfortunately for them, they're stuck playing against the surging Rays, who have won their last 5 games, including last night's contest in New York. The end of New York's playoff hopes also means the last chance to see retiring Yankees closer and living legend Mariano Rivera. The Yankees' final home game of the season is tomorrow against the Rays, and they'll close out the season with 3 games in Houston. It's a sad end to an amazing career for Rivera, who thrived in the playoffs, allowing just 11 earned runs over 141 postseason innings. Rivera is the proud owner of 5 World Series rings, and this will be just the second time since 1995 that the Yankees will sit out the postseason.
And warm temperatures this week will make it a good one to get out. Your wake-up weather forecast is up next.
It's something we can all agree on, Anna. Baby animals are cute no matter what. Even at 6 feet tall, details on the newest baby already taking huge steps at the Adirondack Zoo. Up next, and stay tuned.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
You don't hear of a 6-foot-tall baby very often, but the Adirondack Animal Land Zoo welcomed the newest addition on Sunday.
A female giraffe gave birth to a healthy calf, and within an hour, the baby was already standing on her own. The baby was appropriately named Autumn, due to being born on the first day of fall. Owner David Eglin said it was a phenomenal discovery to see.
I just feel fuzzy inside right now.
I know.
Just great
How
feeling.
precious. Well, that'll be all. Thanks again for tuning in to Citrus TV News. I'm Anna Giles.
And I'm Irfan Uraizee. Thanks for tuning in to Citrus TV. It's News Live at 6.